Something humans really struggle with is learning where to draw the line. There's a lot of times where you have to draw a line, and for example, like you might need to draw a line with someone, as in a protective boundary, or you just need to be like, "Hey, you're not you. I'm drawing this line. You don't cross it. You won't be in my life anymore." Um, but we're not here to talk about lines with other people because I kind of think my last 2, 3 videos have been too social based instead of self improvement based, which that's okay. Like a lot of my videos are going to be social based, and then a lot of them are also going to be self improvement based because those are the two things that I've had the most constant interaction with, like my whole life. Um, Today we're going to be talking about the line in between your mindset and how much your mindset really, really matters. One of my first videos covered this topic a little bit, but I yapped way too long and was not on topic, so it doesn't really count. Um, but we're also just going to summarize that video, that whole video, by saying what you surround yourself with really matters because it impacts your mindset. If you're surrounding yourself with people that sit around smoking all day, drinking all day, partying all day. That's what you're going to be prone to be doing all day if you're with those people all day. I'm not saying you can't be friends with flawed people because everybody is flawed and everyone is broken. And that's the point of being human. But if you are sitting around that all day, you're not going to like do anything with your life. There's a saying my dad's always told me, and he's like, yeah, drinking's fun. Smoking weed is fun, but nothing good has ever come from none of those. You think Albert Einstein figured out what a laser was drunk? No, no major discovery has ever happened while somebody was intoxicated or under the influence of anything other than their own mindset and their own surroundings. Today's topic is the division between wishful thinking and positive thinking. Wishful thinking is a good thing. I kind of think I should have came up with a different title for this side, the wishful thinking. Also, God, it looks so stupid. This one's really, really bad. I can't figure out how to draw this guy. No matter how many times I try, I can't figure out how to draw this one. All the other Wojaks, all the other Swojaks, fine. This guy, the main one, I can't draw him. I don't know what it is about him. I just can't do it. I always mess something. It just always looks wrong. Um, but we're going to be talking about the line in between, and you see there's 3 bullet points written on each one, and we'll be comparing and contrasting. First one is with the wishful thinking, it's one day I'll. One day I'll. I'll what? One day I'll blank. And on the positive mindset, it's I'm going to blank. And now saying one day I'll isn't really that bad. Saying, in fact, I got this video idea earlier because I saw there's a really nice Bronco on the street, and I told my dad one day I'll have a old 80s 90s Bronco, and I'll repaint it. I'll make sure it looks good. But saying one day I'll leaves room for something else. That says one day. That could be in your last 5 days. For the positive mindset, it says I'm going to. So in this situation, I'm going to have an 80s, 90s Bronco. That establishes that this is going to happen. It's set in stone. If you believe that it's set in stone, then it's set in stone. It's perception. Reality is your perception in a way. I'm not one of those people that believes in like Schrodinger's cat, like, oh, if I'm not directly looking at my ball sack right now, my balls must not be there. No, I'm pretty sure my balls are there. Which that's obviously not what it is. I'm just making it sound stupid because I don't agree with it, and you can do that with literally anything. Um, but we're getting a little off track. The second point is for the wishful thinking. It's I'll wait. I'll wait. And that leaves room for it to one day you'll just wake up and what you want will be accomplished. I'll wait for a girlfriend. I'll wait for the right person to show up. But in the positive mindset, it's all work. And it's all work to go meet this somebody. I'll go out of my way to go somewhere where I might meet this someone. I'll go out of my way to put myself into situations where I'm talking to people. Um, which is something that I struggle with, kind of, not as much anymore as I used to. Wishful thinking. Obviously, the third one is I wish. Is what? Oh, I just got a text. Sounded really weird for a second before I remembered the context. Um, the third one for wishful thinking is I wish, which is I wish I was a baller. I wish I was a little taller. Positive mindset is I will. I will be a baller. I will get height extension surgery. No, don't do that. That's. I was just trying to keep it going with the song. That's not a good. I don't do height extension surgery. Oh, my dad's yelling at my puppy. Um, I thought he was just audibly exclaiming. My family does that a lot. Where something goes wrong, we'll just make a noise. We'll just yell. It's kind of therapeutic, actually. Sometimes it's scary. Sometimes it's a little frightening, but uh, we all do it, so we're all used to it. But the difference between these two things mainly is the third bullet point. It's I wish and I will. For me, it used to be I wish I wasn't so awkward. When I was a kid, it was I wish I had friends. I wish yada yada yada. And then once I hit 9 years old, I mean, I adopted this more of a positive mindset after being like, all right, this isn't working. I'm not happy. I'm miserable. I was very miserable. I can't clinically say that I was depressed because I'm not licensed to say that. I've done a lot of research on mental health and psychology and philosophy, but I'm not a professional, so I can't self-diagnose myself, and I refuse to because I've seen firsthand people that do suffer from depression, and I'm like, yes, there's a lot of different versions, but I'm not going to go out of my way to say that I had it, because it's something serious, it's something important. But I changed my mindset from I wish to I will, and just that small thing like really changed how I was thinking. And it went from I wish I was able to talk to people to I will be able to talk to people. And I had to work for that. A year or two I had to work for that. I had to work, hey, I had to study, like I said, study psychology, study sociology, study philosophy, study what I needed to study in order to be good at talking to people. And for a while there was nothing, but I stuck with it, and look at me now. I'm not gonna say I've made a career out of those things, but it's certainly a passion of mine. I found something that I loved through it while fixing a problem of mine. And now I get to have another hobby that is making these YouTube videos, and hopefully they're helping somebody out there that struggled with the similar things that I have, or just needs to be told this. Um, I'm trying to wrap up this video fast because I have things to go do. So I'm talking really fast, so I'm a little out of breath. But let me just take a breath real quick. Let me catch my breath. Okay. Now we're gonna move on to, now that we've drawn the line between wishful thinking and a positive mindset, now we're gonna draw the line between your surroundings. I talked a little bit about it. We're gonna erase. Where's my? Where's my purple one? There we go. Mix of blue and red. We're gonna erase this all. Um, and draw the line between good influence, bad influence. That around the middle. Oh wow, you can't see that. Yeah, that's really faint. Okay. Well. All right. Uh, here we go. What is this green? Is that up here? Yes, that's a really strong green, actually. All right, good. Green. We got bad on the left, good on the right. Obviously, we already talked about bad influence can be the wrong types of people, which would be smoking, drinking a lot. But then a good influence would be the right type of person, right? And we're going to write down the examples for that. For me, the right kind of person is someone that's also very heavily focused on their goals. I'm someone that's very heavily focused. I dedicate a lot of time to my goals. I dedicate a lot of time specifically to boxing. So for me, the right people to be around would be my coaches. It would be my friend John. It would be my friend Walker. And John's just been my best friend, and he's very supportive. You can't even read. I don't think you can read those because I was writing on my name. And then Walker's my best friend at the boxing gym. So, and these are two guys that are also very heavily focused on it. Another bad influence would be the wrong kinds of media, wrong media. Um, Now I don't need to go out of my way to diss on Breaking Bad. I'm watching it for the first time right now. I love Breaking Bad. But I mean, obviously, it's a show about Breaking Bad. So if you allow yourself to be influenced by that, that is a terrible influence. Breaking Bad is not a good influence. Um, Another thing that was a bad influence for me for a little bit was also don't mean to diss on Red Dead Redemption, one of the best games out there. Um, and then once I finished the game and realized the true purpose of the game, the real moral message behind it, obviously I changed. Um, but I was influenced by the cowboys, the Vanderlyn gang of the game, to kind of be a bad person, you know? I wrote wrong people again. I meant wrong media, not wrong people twice. But then good media, a good influence, the right media. For me, examples that I got is one, Hajime no Ippo, which is a boxing anime. It is the anime that got me into boxing. Um, Another one would be One Piece. It's literally a show completely about chasing your dreams. I know a lot of people hate it. Um, but that's you, I guess. Complain about your favorite anime not being long enough, and then your reason for not watching One Piece would be, oh, it's too long, which kind of sounds stupid to me, but whatever. And then the third run for Right Media, let me do something that's not an anime to reach my mainstream crowd, even though anime is mainstream now. I had one and I lost it. Vinland Saga, that's also an anime, whatever. I don't give a damn. Vinland Saga. Um, Vinland Saga, the whole point of the story. I'm like I was kind of influenced by Red Dead Redemption to be a bad person, and obviously Thorfinn has his times where he is a bad person, but it's obvious from the very beginning of the show that the message is you have no enemies. It's very obvious from the beginning um, what it wants you to do. And since Red Dead Redemption 2 was my first game that I played in the Red Dead series, um, it influenced me to do bad, even though it was named Red Dead Redemption, and it was obvious what I was supposed to be doing. Um, but we're gonna do one more bad influence, one more good influence, and I'm gonna wrap this video up. Another bad influence, which I don't see people talking about a lot. Um, I had it and then I forgot it. Oh yeah, music. The wrong music. I've talked about this a little bit in the other video too, but the wrong music. I'm gonna give some examples. Midwest emo. Listen, listen, listen. Any of my friends that are watching this that love Midwest emo, trust me, I know it's a good music genre. I know it sounds good. But my life when I was listening to Midwest emo consistently sucked. It was so bad. I was constantly sad because I was constantly surrounding myself with music, which is a very, very influential thing that made me sad. So Midwest emo is the wrong version of wrong music, or the first version of wrong music. Did I say that? I don't remember. Second one would be not all rap. I love rap. I'm a big rap guy, but Brother's my younger sister now. Sorry, I was trying to listen to what it was. Rap, not specifically like all rap, like, but rap that's like talking about just lust, greed, obvious things that are bad for you and bad from a moral standpoint that have been kind of glorified by modern media because they want you to glorify it. Who they is, you're gonna figure that one out on yourself. But and then the good music, the right music. I'm gonna give three examples for different things. If you want to be calm, dude, listen to jazz. Jazz is so good. Jazz is like really. I'm My mom used to make fun of me for listening to jazz as a kid, but I liked it. Um, if you're looking to be like hyped up, disco or house music, two great genres for being hyped up. And then third, for being happy, I have a playlist that's just full of happy stuff, but it's kind of a mix of different genres. It's just songs that make me happy. But I'm gonna give you a specific artist if you want to be happy. Masayoshi Takanaka. That guy is the goat. That might be the most whimsical man to ever walk the face of the earth. Just go watch a Masayoshi Takanaka. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. Just go watch one of his performances online. That dude's surfboard guitar, oh my god, it's awesome. But he is the absolute goat when it comes to making happy music, and I don't think I've ever seen a single person listen to his music and be sad while listening to his music. I go on my runs, I'm listening to his music because he's the absolute goat. He's so cool. Like it's just peak music. But anyways, today's item. I actually have this one right next to me. Multimedia. Right? Yeah, multimedia standard first aid student workbook for the American Red Cross. I got this at a um, garage sale, completely for free. It was free. It was in the free bin. Being sold by a veteran. Um, he did this. Yeah, 1981 edition. His name. We're not gonna say his first one, obviously. We're not gonna say his full name, but his first name was Robert. Um, he wrote page 176. So I'm gonna go look at page 176. Why did he write that down? Um, but I mean, he did like all the answers on this. You can see like, dude had nice handwriting. But I think it's really cool. One, because I can learn from it, and I have a little bit. But also because it's kind of like an artifact, man. It's kind of cool. Um, one. Oh, he circled 175. First aid for heat burns. The three major objectives at first aid for heat burns are to relieve pain, to reduce the chance of infection by preventing contamination, and to reduce the likelihood of shock. Cooling will reduce the pain of a burn. Aspirin may be given to a conscious person who has mild burns if the person is not allergic to aspirin. Pain requiring stronger medication should be treated by a doctor. Small, thin burns, cool water can be used directly on a small burn that is not open and not very deep. Put cool water on the burn right away, immerse it if possible. Do not add anything to the water. Cool the burn until pain is reduced, then gently pat the area dry with sterile gauze. That's pretty neat. So this whole section for a while is just about burns. Um, and I mean, anything from a Red Cross book, burns are probably going to be the most common that you encounter in like non-military service. But it was also very common in military service. Um, but I think if not that, the reason that he might have encircled it is because so far, I mean, I did skip through it, so I could have missed some, but this is the only illustration of a black family that I have seen in the book, and he was black himself, so he might have circled that thinking, no, that's cool because it's like the 80s, like that was not, it wasn't, it doesn't sound too long ago, but it still wasn't that common, like there are people today that went to the school where segregation was first like ruled out and there was integration between uh races. There are people today that both were the black children there and were the white children there that were being douchebags. But anyways, that's today's item. I think it's pretty cool. I know last video I said I wasn't going to keep doing the outro, but a friend of mine alerted me that she actually did appreciate it and she thought it was fun. So we're going to continue doing it. Good morning, good noon, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.